Hey YouTube, we are at the snow ride for 2020 at Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Area, and we are about to do Axle Twister, otherwise known as Twister. We are at what they call a U-joint tree. There's actually a U-joint in that tree, and I don't really know how it got there. I'm sure that there is a story behind it. So this is probably one of the easier blue trails. It probably would have been a little bit dumb to try to do this first thing in the morning. So my plan was actually to try to do these kind of hillier trails in the afternoon when everything thawed out a little bit, just so we wouldn't have any kind of weirdness. And it looks like everything is working out really well, and it will. And one thing I want to point out, obviously the difficulty of the trail has a lot to do with whether or not you're going up or down the mountain. And trails typically are more difficult if you're going up the mountain, and typically easier when you're going down the mountain. So always just keep that in mind. So if you have like a blue trail like this and you want to make it a little bit harder, then maybe you should go up it instead of going down it. And if you have a black trail that you want to make a little bit easier, because maybe you don't do blacks, then try to go down the black trail instead of going up it. So the main thing with the Axle Twister is that it's a little bit off camber, and it's a little bit steep, and it can be a little bit slippery, but we're getting plenty of traction with the tires that we have on the vehicles, and we're just going to go down it. The trail that you're seeing on the edge of the camera up there is actually the trail that we were just on, Barney Rubble. I don't know if technically that little tiny segment is actually referred to as Barney Rubble, but that little segment was a part that we went on that led into Barney Rubble, and I actually pointed out in the other video that we were on Axle Twister. This last little bit that I'm on, a lot of people skip it, but I chose to do it. And this is like the probably the most tipsy part. You can see like we're almost like facing the ground, how tipsy it is. You can see the angles in the trees, very, very off canter. So at this point, basically, the general idea is that we're going to probably head over to Upper Anthracite. It's a very scenic blue trail. Upper Anthracite is a uphill river, basically, that you are going up the river, like through the water, and you're going uphill while the water's going downhill. So it's kind of cool. Maybe stream or creek would be a better term. I did see kind of a unicorn on our way over there, so I'm actually going to let the video play on, but I sped it up quite a bit, like beyond the end of the trail, just so you can see this this unicorn I saw. This was the first time I've ever seen one of these out on the trails, but it doesn't mean that you can't bring it, and I think you can see it coming up the mountain right now, just barely, and there it is, a ram with a sports package on it. I don't really know if that's like a half ton or 3/4 ton or what it is, but just looking at them tires, I was just kind of amazed to see a full size like that out here. But I mean, they're doing green, so there's nothing wrong with that. So this just shows, really, you could probably come out here with any kind of vehicle you wanted, but I would not like take that that truck that is just about to pop around the corner that you can get a good look at on the trails that we're going on, because it just seems like it's probably just a little bit too narrow of trails, like with the turns that are a little bit too tight. But it's an awfully nice looking truck to be out here. So yep, kind of surprised. So anyway, please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next trail.